You're watching the Alabama Weather Network.
It's Monday, the 1st of December, the first day of meteorological winter, and it's going to be pretty chilly this week. Temperatures will likely stay below average, and we have multiple rain events this week, including one that begins later today. We'll start with the upper air look this morning, and it's a very fast flow pattern here. It looks like winter, and we have a series of waves that will be coming through. The first wave will bring that big rain late today, tonight, and early tomorrow. That's the radar composite early this morning. Got a few showers offshore off the Florida coast. The rest of the state is dry, but again, got a good soaking coming up late today and tonight. Got a pretty big spread this morning. We have temperatures at or below freezing for parts of North Alabama. For example, Cullman at 30, Huntsville 31. But down to the south, we have mostly 50s in South Alabama. Dothan 51, Gulf Shores 55. Highs today mostly in the 50s across the state, low 60s for South Alabama. So to the north, we have winter weather advisories from Little Rock and north of Memphis all the way up into Pennsylvania and New York, and a winter storm watch for interior parts of New England. While we get the rain, they will be getting snow north of here. And again, there might be a few snowflakes down into the northwestern corner of Tennessee, but not in Alabama. So here's the severe weather outlook for today and tonight. If you look really carefully on that map, there's a small marginal risk on the Florida coast, and it's a very low-end risk. I'm not so sure the air destabilizes there, but for most of the state tonight, just good old-fashioned cold rain. And tomorrow, again, a low-end marginal risk around Tallahassee and Apalachicola, Indian Pass, Panama City, Cape San Blas. But again, it's not a major threat at all. And on day 3, which is Wednesday, we have no severe storms expected, maybe some thunder for southeast Texas and South Louisiana. Rain for the next 7 days, a lot. Now, these numbers might be a little aggressive. We've got the big event tonight, another rain event at the end of the week, and we're getting some questions about how much we see with that. But again, don't be shocked that these numbers come down a bit, but still, very beneficial rain for the next 7 days. Now, if you take this on face value, the areas in yellow in South Alabama, that's about 4 inches. For the southern two-thirds of the state, 2 to 4 inches. North Alabama, 1 to 2 inches. And we'll take a look at modeling here in just a second. In fact, let's take a look at modeling right now. Model fans, this is the European OZ run, 4 o'clock today. Big trough off to the west, and again, clouds will increase. And rain will likely begin in parts of west and northwest Alabama by late afternoon. This is the high-resolution HER model. This is valid this evening at 6 o'clock, showing rain pushing into the western and northwestern counties of the state. And then by tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, after a good soaking tonight, the rain is ending over West Alabama, and the rain will be sweeping out of here. And by afternoon, we should be totally dry tomorrow. So the bulk of the rain will be tonight and very early tomorrow morning. And with this first wave, I would suggest we could easily see rain amounts of 1 to 2 inches. And again, it's a cool, stable air mass, no thunder, lightning, just good old-fashioned rain. The only chance of a rumble of thunder would be near the Gulf Coast. And again, the highs in the 50s today. Tomorrow's going to be cool, 40s for the northern half of the state, 50s in South Alabama. This is Wednesday. We are dry. Wednesday morning is going to be pretty cold. We're going to see lows below freezing, most likely all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Most of the state will see lows in the 20s with a clear sky, light wind. We might even see a few of the colder pockets in the upper teens early Wednesday. So Thursday, the next wave brings more rain in here. And again, how much we see with this one, it looks like the heavier totals will likely be across the southern half of the state. Again, the highs in the 50s for most of the state. And then Friday, that rain beginning to push out of here, rain for southeast Alabama. So we'll mention a good chance of rain Thursday night, into part of the day Friday. And then Saturday, we are dry. At this point, looks like a rain-free weekend. Lows Well, most likely clouds will be in place, so lows in the 40s, highs in the 50s with gradual clearing. And then Sunday looks cold and dry, 30s and 50s. And a week from today, Monday the 8th of December, big upper low that's over the northeast United States and eastern Canada. And again, we're in a cool, dry air mass. Let's keep going. This is 10 days out. This is Wednesday of next week, December 10th. Again, we have a northwest flow aloft, and we are still in a dry air mass. So after a big rain tonight and more rain late this week, at the moment, all of next week looking cool and dry. And the good news, we see no chance of any severe storms across Alabama through the next 15 days, the middle of December. And we are in tornado season. But the pattern is just not allowing mild, unstable air to get in here. Here's a look at rain for the next 15 days, valid through December the 16th. The mean is between 2 and 3 inches. And again, a lot of that will be this week. Temperatures coming off the NBM National Blend of Models. Tomorrow is going to be our coldest day with the highs in the 40s, and the coldest morning should be Wednesday morning of this week with lows way below freezing, mostly in the 20s. And then after that, highs mostly in the 50s and lows mostly in the 30s. And the latest long-range guidance, this is for December 8th through December 14th, temperatures near average. Below average up north and above average out west. So our friends in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes had their first big snow of this season over the weekend. Certainly fouled up a lot of Thanksgiving travel plans for those that had to fly through airports like O'Hare in Chicago, Midway, Milwaukee, Des Moines, Minneapolis, St. Paul had snow, Indianapolis, Detroit. And we saw some pretty big amounts up there. Some folks had about 1 foot of snow through parts of the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. Those chickens not probably happy about the snow situation there. Again, just a really big early season snowstorm for them. But around here, we enjoyed a nice sunset in northwest Alabama last night. The low clouds moved out, and we had high cirrus clouds. And by high cirrus clouds, those are at about 25,000 feet. It's way below freezing, so those are ice crystals. And they basically act like little prisms, and they refract and reflect the sunlight, and often they will create this nice 22-degree halo. And then last night, many people in North Alabama noticed it with the moon. Beautiful 22-degree moon halo. And one of the old sayings in weather is cirrus nearest, stratus coming at us. Cirrus clouds often are out in advance of an approaching storm system. So you start with the high, thin clouds, the clouds lower, and then it rains. And, of course, the old wives' tale is that when you see a ring around the moon, rain is on the way. And there's some truth to that. In most cases, not every case. But, again, that was pretty cool. So let's look at the schedule. Back on the road, Thanksgiving weekend is over. So busy week. Today going to be at West Hills Elementary in Bessemer. Tomorrow going to be at Tanner Elementary up in the Tennessee Valley. And then tomorrow evening I will be at Ross Bridge, the big resort out in the Oxmoor Valley. For years and years I've read Christmas books to the kids that live in the neighborhood there, and it's a fundraiser for local ministries. So that'll be at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Ross Bridge in Hoover. Wednesday, Margaret Elementary School in St. Clair County. Thursday, Valley Grand Elementary in Dallas County. Thursday evening, I will be in Tuscaloosa. A fundraiser will be speaking for an event to raise funds for Freedom Farm, which is a marvelous ministry there. And then Friday, Lawrence County Signature School in Moulton. And that'll be a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing everybody. And don't forget tonight, it's Monday night. You know what that means? It is Weather Brains night. The weekly show for weather geeks, dweebs, nerds, dorks, and weenies. 7 o'clock Central Time. YouTube.com/weatherbrains. The audio podcast comes out early tomorrow morning. We invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News, and every day you can hear my forecast on great radio stations around the state, including in Birmingham, 104.7 WZZK. Thanks for watching. Have a marvelous Monday, and God bless.